Hello everyone, and in today's video we're going to be looking at the incredible features of Claude 3.5 Sonnet, which has been recently released and it's freely available but with limited usage. And it does outperform many of the existing models, including ChatGPT 4.0 in many cases. It also introduces this new feature called artifacts, which gives us a new way to interact with the AI-generated content. And what I'm going to be showing you in this video are some practical cases that you can use straight away. So let's get started. So the first thing that you need to do is to search for Claude 3.5 Sonnet on Google or go to their website, anthropic.com. And once you're on this page, you're going to click on Try on Claude.ai. So once you're on this page, it's going to ask you to sign in either with Google or with your email. So I'm just going to go ahead and sign in with Google. So once you're in, this is the homepage you're going to see. Now, the first thing that you need to do in order to take advantage of all the new features of Claude 3.5 Sonnet is you go down here where it has your username. And what you're going to do is you're going to click on Feature Preview. And what that will do is it will bring out the artifacts feature. And you can see I've already switched it on. When you first go into it, it will be toggled off. So make sure you switch that on so that you can take advantage of all the features that Sonnet has to offer. Now, once we have that in place, now we can start with the practical applications and uses that we can get out of Claude Sonnet 3.5. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to transform a piece of research or data or an article into an interactive dashboard. So what I've done here is I've attached a report and I've added this prompt. Please read the attached PDF thoroughly and provide a comprehensive analysis and summary. Create an interactive, detailed, and visually appealing dashboard that effectively presents the key findings and insights from the paper. Ensure the dashboard is user-friendly and engaging. And I'm going to enter that. And what you can see now, it's now opened this side panel where it's actually processing my request in real time. And this is what you start to get when you activate the artifact feature. And you can see it's come back with this amazing looking dashboard. It's shown us the key findings with an interesting bar graph. It's got some points on the compliance and effectiveness. And then there's another tab that shows us the implementation challenges, and it's separated into two parts, the reporting process, the main challenges. And then we've got a third tab with another bar graph that shows us the impact assessment. And again, it's interactive. I can hover over it and get the information. And then finally, it's also given us some recommendation. And you can play around with this prompt as well. You can ask for more tabs, you can ask for more analysis. So it's completely up to you. And all this from just one simple PDF. It's really transformed the information in a very visually appealing way. So that's an amazing thing that you can do initially with Claude Sonnet. Okay, so the next thing I want to show you is how you can create some really visually appealing mind maps with Claude Sonnet. So I'm just going to add a prompt here that says, create a visually appealing mind map on the key findings of this research paper. And I've already attached the research paper that I wanted to use. And sometimes what I like to do as well is that I'll take a style of a mind map that I like. Like say, for example, I wanted to recreate this kind of style. So I'm going to copy the image. And what I'll do is I'm going to say, create it in a similar style as this image. Okay. I'm also going to upload the image here. Okay. And I'm going to enter that. And again, you can see it's opened the real-time interactive window, then showing us how it's creating this image. Okay, it's come back with a very nice looking interactive mind map. And what I've done here is I've just shown you another option. So I've attached this image and I've said, change it to this style. And then it's come up with this kind of mind map. So again, you can play around with it. You can ask it to add more elements, more features, but it can do so much. Or you can just ask it to come up with a mind map on its own and it will generate its own style. Okay, so the next thing I want to show you is that you can actually also create presentations here. And I've added a prompt here that says, create a presentation on AI in healthcare that incorporates aesthetic colors and charts where appropriate. Ensure the presentation is visually appealing with a well thought out design that enhances the overall experience. Aim for a cohesive and polished look using modern design principles to make the presentation stand out. And I'm going to enter that. Okay, and you can see it's created a 5-slide presentation. It's got a title slide. It's got the major areas of impact and it's done them in bullet points. It's given me a bar graph in terms of the AI adoption rates, and then some key advantages and challenges in future. So very simple presentation. It hasn't really responded to my prompt in terms of making it visually appealing. So I'm just going to add a follow-up prompt here that says, make this presentation more visually appealing, add more color and icons and a better design. Okay, and let's see what it does with that. Okay, so you can see now it's tried to add a bit more color. It's now added the icons as I've specified, and it's made the major areas of impact a lot more prominent. It's changed the colors on the bar graph as well. It's again added the pie chart with the key advantages, and it's also added more icons on the last slide. So as you know, with any generative AI model, you always have to prompt it. You have to have follow-up prompts. It's done a very good initial job of giving me this presentation. And as you've seen, Claude 3.5 Sonnet is amazing with interactive designs and animations. And this next prompt is going to show us the extent of its abilities. I'm going to ask it here to create an animation of the water cycle. And you can just ask it to create an animation of any concept, theme, idea that you have. So I'm just going to enter that. Okay, so it's come back initially with this animation that's very basic. And as we've said, we always have to follow up with prompts. So I'm just going to add here, add the key concepts and arrows to show the process. Okay, and let's see what it does with that. Okay, and you can see that it's come back with a much better design now and a much better animation. We've got the moving arrows, we've got more reins, we can see how the process flows, and you hope that you're starting to see that the possibilities are really endless. I mean, this is what it's done with 2 prompts. Can you imagine how much you can elevate your animations with a series of prompts? And you can do this with any concept or design that you want to animate. Okay, so the next thing I want to show you is how you can use some of the amazing data visualization features with Claude. So I've got an Excel file here. It's a very simple file that shows countries and their gold and silver medals. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to initially drag this file into my homepage. Okay, so you can see that my CSV file is now uploaded into Claude, and I'm going to ask it here to create an interactive line graph using a plotly.js chart, and I'm going to enter that. And what you can see, it's coming back now with a very nice looking interactive chart. It's got the gold medals, the silver medals, and it's actually been quite smart about this as well. It's chosen a yellowy color for the gold and a gray color for the silver. It's got the countries at the bottom, the number of medals, and you can see that I can hover over it and I can see the different charts. And then if you wanted to, you can then ask it to convert this to HTML, and you can download the graph and paste it in your presentations. You can do this with any data set. You can visualize your graphs. I can change this and say, for example, I present this as a bar chart instead, and I'm going to enter that. And again, you can see it's now transformed it into a bar chart. So you can play around with this and you can have any type of chart that you want it to create for you. So the next thing I want to show you is how you can actually transform a static image into a moving animation. And what I've done is I've attached a visual of just an image that I've gotten here from Google. So this image, and I've copied and pasted it into Claude. And then I'm just going to add a prompt here that says, transform this image into a moving animation using moving elements and React. And I'm going to enter that. Okay, so you can see that now it's come back with an animation and it's moving. It's showing me the different stages, and it's almost the same design as the original image that I have provided, which is actually quite a good iteration of the static image that I gave. And you can again play around with it. Okay, so you can see that it's now come back with the animation, and it's showing me the different stages in the process, and each process that is being focused on is being animated and is being brought to the forefront, which is quite interesting. And you can play around with this again and have follow-up prompts to make it more interactive. And you've seen already how the strength of Claude is in creating animations and designs and different types of diagrams. We're going to build on this in the next prompt, and I'm going to ask it here to create an organization chart for a small IT company. And I'm going to specify here that I want it to use using mermaid code. Okay, and I'm going to enter that. Okay, you can see it's come back with a very simple organization chart. I haven't specified any roles or any key people, but you can do that in your complex organization chart if you wanted to. But you can see that it's now come back with the different hierarchies and the different functional roles and you can build on this again and expand it. And similar to this, you can use it to create decision tree diagrams. You can use it to create system and architectural analysis. There's so many use cases that you can build on. Okay, and I've spoken a lot about the design and animation features that you can use with Claude, but it's still really good with the analysis as well. So I've attached a table here, and I'm going to add a prompt that says, analyze the data in this table and provide me with 5 key insights. And I'm going to enter that. Okay, and you can see that it's come back with 5 key insights. It's looked at the data and it's given me some indications of what the data might suggest and then show relationships with the data. And I think it's done a good job. I wouldn't say it's as strong as ChatGPT 4.0 in the analysis, but it still comes back with some interesting insights. And here we're going to ask it to create an interactive flowchart showing the steps in the research process. And I'm going to enter that. Okay, and you can see it's come back with an interactive flowchart as well. I haven't specified the steps in the flowchart, but you can also enter these before you create it. And it's come back with different colors. You can change these as well. And it's such a simple process that you can replicate. So the next thing I want to show you is how you can use Claude to brainstorm ideas that will help you come up with, say, a conceptual framework for your research idea or your project. So I'm going to add here, for example, create a conceptual framework that combines innovation system theory and complexity theory and combine them into a diagram that shows the interactions. And I'm going to enter that. Okay, and obviously it's come back with something that's very complicated, and you can simplify this process. But what I want to show you, what it's done first is that it's looked at the different elements of innovation system theory, and then it's looked at the different elements of complexity theory. And what it's done is that it's tried to combine the different interactions together. And this is really interesting if you're trying to brainstorm different ideas or features or interactions between different concepts that you're working with, and you want to have an initial visualization, and then you can work with this to change certain features or put them together, combine them, remove them. So I hope you found this video useful, and I hope to see you in the next video. So I hope you found this video useful,